always, since we're in elementary school.
That's just a coincidence.
Good afternoon. My name is Tom Tunney, Alderman of the 44th Ward, and have had the honor to chair the Casino Committee. And as you know, today we made history bringing a casino, hopefully in the very near future, to Chicago. It hasn't been done with, it's been done with a lot of teamwork and cooperation, not only with business community, labor, government, to get us where we're at today. And I'm just thrilled in terms of the opportunity it brings to all Chicagoans to get a good job, get some entertainment in a world-class city, and we believe we have a world-class operator to run this facility, and hopefully, as we'll talk later on, we're partners in this. The government is, the city with its stake in tax revenues, and the state's portion, we are in this together to make sure that the casino is successful and safe and a real asset to the city of Chicago. So now I'm going to introduce a woman who needs no introduction, but really has provided the leadership to get us where we're at today, not just on the casino, but so many issues confronting our city. Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Well, when I think about the first time I encountered this concept of a Chicago casino, I was a very young lawyer at my old firm, Mayor Brown. And it was, the mayor at the time was Richard M. Daley. And he was desperate to try to get some additional revenues for the city. And when casino gaming became a reality in our state, wanted what every taxpayer in the city wants, our fair share, our opportunity to generate revenue, to put people to work, and to really enhance our city as a world-class entertainment destination. You all know the story here. Rich Daley tried many, many years over successive governors and general assemblies because it's something he fervently believed in, but was not able to get accomplished because the fates, meaning Springfield, worked against the city of Chicago. Well, this is a different time and a different day. And I am grateful that I'm able to stand here representing, I think, the fruition of almost 30 years of effort. 30 years of effort certainly by elected officials in the city, 30 years of effort by organized labor, and many of whom are with us today, 30 years of effort by business community, which understands the importance of this. So I have a long list of people to thank, and I will do that in turn. So I'm joined today by city, business, labor, construction, and community leaders to celebrate being one step closer to bringing the first casino and entertainment district to the city of Chicago. Earlier this afternoon, an overwhelming majority of city council members voted to approve the casino proposal put forth by this city and Bally's, which was selected earlier this month. It goes without saying that this is a major, major milestone in our city. I've talked about the fact that for over the last 3 decades, this was tried but not accomplished. And now, because of the work of so many people who are here with us today, and thanks to today's approval by City Council, we are making a long-sought dream a reality. Allow me to now remind you why a casino is so important to the city of Chicago in this moment. Besides creating a world-class entertainment venue for our world-class city, a casino signals to the world that our economy is on a strong path towards recovery, ready to develop new and lucrative projects. Additionally, it puts us further on the path that began when I became mayor, a path towards long-term fiscal stability for our city. I want to make sure that we don't forget that part of it. It's critically important that we were able to pay our bills, not go to our taxpayers and demand more in property taxes, and this will go a long way in doing that. It helps shore up our police and fire pensions. One of the biggest obstacles to a structurally sound fiscal future is our city's inability to meet our police and fire pension obligations without resorting to increase in property taxes. The casino will generate nearly $3 billion of much-needed new and dedicated funding sources for our police and fire pensions, securing the retirements of the men and women who sacrifice every single day to keep us safe, as well as another $3 billion for the state to fund the vertical capital plan. This is huge for our city and our state's fiscal future. Many factors went into the decision to award the city's sole casino contract license to Bally's. In addition to presenting the strongest financial offer to the city and the highest minimum capital investment, Bally's is the only operator that does not have another competing casino in Chicagoland. That was referenced today in the City Council discussion, and that is a big and important factor. Their proposal met the core goals that we set in the RFP. Their team also negotiated a labor peace agreement, which was a mandatory requirement for this project to be able to move forward. And I want to emphasize that. You heard some comments on the floor of the City Council, which is fundamentally false. Bally's was the only one of the 3 finalists who did the hard work, met with organized labor, and worked out a labor peace agreement, thereby meeting one of the fundamental gating threshold issues in order for us to be able to move forward. Let me remind you, this is a labor town. We are the birthplace of organized labor. We required in the RFP, and we emphasize, and I personally emphasize to every single bidder, labor peace is a non-negotiable issue. You must get there, and if you do not get there, we will not present your proposal to City Council. So the fact that Bally's was the only one that got there is really important, and I want everyone to know that. Bally's is also committed to connecting Chicagoans to more than 6,000 new construction and operating jobs that the project will create, and demonstrated their determination to meet our equity goal by proposing an innovative crowdfunding initiative that will allow individuals to make small donations, investments in this project, so everyone, the workers, ordinary Chicagoans, can have an equity stake in this casino, and that makes a big difference. The minority targets for this initiative are extremely high for any large urban casino in the country, as well as a large redevelopment in our city. And the initiative overall provided the most sophisticated and greatest opportunity for minority wealth creation, also a key pillar of my administration. Regarding design, Bally's has been very receptive to city feedback, and I want to thank Commissioner Maurice Cox and his team for sitting down and having design conversations with all of the casino finalists. Its hotel and casino design have been sited and sculpted to form an iconic, memorable gateway and skyline along the Chicago River, meaning that once completed, it will seamlessly blend into our city's existing infrastructure. As far as amenities go, this site will have it all, including, but not limited to, an array of locally owned restaurants, a performance venue, an exhibition hall, featuring a variety of rotating exhibitions and installations, helping us build on our reputation as the culinary capital of the United States, and showcase the works of our incredibly talented creative community. Now that Bally's proposal has been approved by City Council, it will go on to be reviewed by the Illinois State Gaming Board. And we will be that much closer to starting construction on Chicago's first casino and entertainment complex. I have no doubt that Bally's project, once completed, will be a world-class casino for this world-class city, and we will make sure of that because we, the residents of the city, deserve nothing less. We will also ensure that our communities are able to thrive and reap the benefits of our post-pandemic recovery well into the future. I want to congratulate Bally's, and in particular its chairman, Sue Kim, on being selected. I think he understands, and he will say that he recognizes not only is this a great honor, it's a great obligation that they are committed to making sure that they fulfill. I want to thank all of the alder people who voted in favor of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Chicago. I also want to thank the members of organized labor, the calls, the conversations, and I want to thank these workers. This has been invaluable in our process, so thank you to Bob, thank you to Andrea, thank you to the local 2, the Firefighters Union, thank you, Mike, to the trades, everyone who was involved in making sure that there was no stone unturned, that there was no question that wasn't answered. I thank you one and all for that. I also have to thank my incredible team. I have to thank Jenny Bennett, our CFO, who is a hero in getting this work done. She and her team have been up late at night, have been worrying and sweating the details and doing incredible work to make sure that we were getting the best deal possible. My charge to her was to make sure that we were getting the best financial deal possible so that this could move forward, and I believe that we've done that. I want to thank John Sabel and his team from the Law Department and our Corporation Counsel. But John, you and your team have been burning the midnight oil, and you've got a lot of experience in negotiating big, tough deals, and I take you at your word where you say, we've gotten the incredible value, the most that we possibly could out of this deal, and I want to thank you and your team for your tireless work. I want to thank Samir Mayakar, our deputy mayor for neighborhood and economic development. Samir does unbelievable work, has from day one, and the casino has his imprint on it as well. I've got to thank our commissioners that are going to be most directly affected. You heard me talk about Maurice Cox, our Director of Planning and Development, but I also want to thank Commissioner Gia Biaggi and her team as well, who've also been instrumental in making sure that we understood what the implications were going to be for traffic and other things related to the siting both the temporary and the permanent casino. I think I've covered everyone, but let me also just say again, thanks to Bob Rita, thank you to Kelly Cassidy. I can remember now almost 3 years ago being on the phone with you all, pleading, begging, what's the update? Find this one, get that one. And every single time you were there for us. Every single time you answered your colleagues' questions. You allayed their concerns. And frankly, you supported us as a city. And Bob, I know that you have touches of the city in your district, but man, oh man, you're a Chicagoan through and through, and I am incredibly grateful for your leadership. I've got to also give a shout out to Kelly, who also was out there on the floor helping us strategize, making sure that we're wrangling things. I want to thank the members of the Senate that we also work so closely with to make sure that we, once this passed over the hurdle of the House, which many people thought it would never do, that when the ball came to the Senate, they picked up the ball and they carried it over the finish line. So thank you, one and all. What you see displayed in front of you is people who care about our city. They care about our present, but they also care about our future. Sometimes it's not easy to get outside of your own lane and your comfort zone and to think beyond what your own narrow parochial interests are. But today, I'm proud of the work that was done that got to this moment. I'm proud of the members of the City Council who said yes to our present, but importantly said yes to our future. They saw the need. They saw what this could do and the transformative way in which it can build wealth for our city, not just from the revenue, but build wealth for these workers, for their futures, for their families. We heard their testimony in public comment over these last few weeks, and it's just been unbelievably moving and humbling to know that something that we are doing is going to directly impact the lives of residents in our city like this. So thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. And now I'd invite Sue Kim, the chairman of Bally's Corporation, to say a few words. Sue.
Mayor Lightfoot, Chairmans Tunney and Irving, thank you very much. We asked the City of Chicago to bet on Bally's, and you have, and we're honored. We understand what a responsibility it really is, and how many promises it allows the City of Chicago to keep to its police and firemen, to the hard-hit workers in the entertainment trades, the building trades, all of the underrepresented groups, the black and brown, that have missed out on economic prosperity. We know all of these promises, or all of the opportunities that can be shared with all these groups, and this casino allows for all of it. So we're excited to deliver that to the city. It's an opportunity for us to reintroduce the Bally's brand name back to the city where it was founded, and we can't wait to do it. So thank you. We accept, on behalf of the Bally's Corporation, we accept the challenge, and we're excited to deliver. And I want to introduce Alderman Burnett.
Kamsahamnida, Mr. Kim. Thank you very much for betting on Chicago. We really appreciate it. And welcome back home. To the mayor and to everyone else that's here today, this is a great day. It wasn't easy getting here. I think my hair may have gotten a little grayer just in the past couple of weeks. I mean, this is incredible. But in my heart, I knew that this is something we had to do to make the police and firemen whole. Folks who really deserve our support for what they do for us and the challenging job that they have every day, and their family members. But also to the taxpayers of Chicago. We don't want the burden of raising taxes on them, so this was necessary. And I know folks may be a little inconvenient, but one of the things I want to say, just speaking with the deputy mayor, we are going to have a community advisement council for everyone. The folks who were against it and the folks who was for it, because we have to agree to disagree, and now this is done, we have to move on. This is still all of our community, and we still need to make it conducive for everyone to live in harmony and have the least amount of challenges that we can have. You know, I think about earlier at one of these events, I was talking about how, I grew up down the street from here on Cambridge in the row houses in Cabrini Green, and we used to ride our bikes over there around the Tribune site, and we used to call that Ghost Town. And we used to chase rabbits and throw rocks at animals running around and play like there were ghosts in the area. And I never would have thought, being a little dusty boy from Cabrini Green, that I would be standing here supporting a casino to be built in that area. God is great. Chicago is a great city. This casino is going to be one of the best casinos in the United States of America. So I want to tell all of those people.
Let's dream bigger and say one of the best in the world.
One of the best in the world. Well, I want to tell everyone, if you're thinking about doing a convention, you need to start signing up for it now, because everything is going to be filled up. You need to get in there early before everyone else is, because everybody want to come to the new casino. It's like a new nightclub, man, So everyone need to sign up and come to the city of Chicago. Thank everybody that's been involved. I would venture to say, and you all can do your research on this, and I hope that I'm right, this may be one of the most diversely owned casinos in this country. And and probably the only one that's part owned by a city. So that is something that we should be very proud of. That is something that no one thought that could happen, and I want to commend you, Mayor. You did it. You and your team did it. Jenny, guys, you all, man, I tell you, Jenny, I need to take you when I get ready to buy me a building or something. I need to take you to negotiate with me because you're a bad girl. So thank you all. Now we will call up a good friend of mine. We've been knowing each other since we were kids. My good friend, State Representative from the 28th District, Mr. Bob Reeder.
Wow. You know, I'm very proud to stand here with the mayor, city council members, my colleague from the House. You know, in 2019, you know, the state gave the authority to the city of Chicago. And as the mayor stated, there was a lot of phone calls. And I'm going to, if I'm not mistaken, you were in maybe 10 days when you were sworn in to when we passed this bill. And I remember being on the phone with you saying, we're going to get this done. We're going to get this done together. If everybody's working together, we're going to accomplish it. And today I'm very proud to stand here for a reality that is world-class casino for the city of Chicago is one step closer to groundbreaking and being built. Not only does this provide the temporary or the construction jobs, thousands of construction jobs, permanent jobs, thousands of jobs. It's done with the labor peace agreement. You know, there was a lot of things. It wasn't just done by myself. It was my colleagues in the House and Senate compromising and being able to put a gaming package that could be reality for the city of Chicago. And today, we're here to see that. And there was a lot of naysayers that said this will never work. And today, we're witnessing one step closer to it actually being work. It's a partnership between Bally's, the city of Chicago, and the state of Illinois. The funding for this, for the city, will go to our first responders who are out protecting us every day. The state funding is going into the vertical Capitol building, which will benefit everybody throughout the state in terms of capital improvements and these various projects that we pass. So I'm very proud to be here with my colleague, friends from the City Council, but I'm going to tell you the true leadership of Mayor Lightfoot in getting this done. 3 decades, you said? I wasn't working on this 3 decades, but it seems like a long time. And we were able to put it together, and it's when everybody working together, you get good results, and that's what we have here today. I'd like to call up who was very instrumental in helping get this over the goal line, my colleague, Representative Kelly Cassidy.
Thank you so much, Bob. Getting to work with you on this was a blast, to be perfectly honest. As the mayor said, this is something that's been in the works forever, and in the 11 years I've been in the General Assembly and many years working around there beforehand, every year that was the speculation. Is there going to be a gaming bill this year? And then people would get their hopes up and there'd be all this excited buzzing, and then we'd get to adjournment and no. Meanwhile, all through those 11 years, I watched storefronts pop up along the backbone of my district, along Broadway Avenue, where my constituents and our neighbors would sign up and get on buses and take those buses to Michigan and Indiana and Wisconsin to gamble in those casinos. And every time I saw them pull away, I saw their restaurant purchases pull away. I saw their shopping purchases pull away. Heck, we don't even tax services in this state, so what they paid to get on the bus didn't even help the state. And so while I understand deeply the folks that are opposed to gaming, I get it. What I also get is that we have spent decades subsidizing Indiana and Michigan and Wisconsin, and today is the day that we begin to close those storefronts and shut down those buses because they don't need them anymore. I'm very proud. I was thrilled to get the call when the mayor asked me to help out and help finish the job on this bill. There is nobody in the chamber who better understands how to build the Jenga tower that is a gaming bill in Illinois. So getting to work with Bob on this and actually seeing it through to the finish line was a great honor. So I want to thank you, Mayor, for tagging me in, and Bob for being such a great partner. With that, speaking of a great partner, I'd like to bring up Bob Reiter, President of the Chicago Federation of Labor.
Thanks, Kelly. Like Kelly said, my name is Bob Reiter. I'm president of the Chicago Federation of Labor. The CFL represents 300 unions that in turn represent 500,000 working people in Chicago and Cook County. I had worked with my communications director to put together a speech, and I am not opening it up because I have a bunch of things I want to say from the heart. And that's right.
Emma's taking a step back, but all right, go ahead, Bob. Let it rip. Let it rip.
Yeah, she's Emma's ready. Emma's here for it. So I want to tell you, it's been said before. I'm going to say it again. This is happening today. It didn't happen 3 years ago. It didn't happen 5, 10, 20 years ago. It's happening today. It's happening today because of the people in the room. It's happening today because our leadership at City Hall, Mayor Lightfoot. It's happening today because of people like Tom Tunney. It's happening today because of the members of this city council who are standing up here with us. Now, there's 7 people who weren't with us, and that's okay. We didn't need those 7 people. But I am so proud of the people that I've gotten to work with. I'm proud of the people that work on my team. Andrea Kluger, my deputy chief of staff, who works on all of our government affairs. All the political director and legislative directors from our various unions, the leaders of those unions, and the rank and file members, especially those folks from Unite Here that are in the back. The hospitality workers that for over 2 years, they sacrificed their careers for the pandemic. And now this, and we keep just saying it's a casino. I think the mayor said it correctly, the casino entertainment complex and hotel complex. This is something that's not just a bunch of slot machines and a couple of blackjack dealers sitting in a empty storefront, right? This isn't a back of the room card game. This is going to be a world-class facility, and this is a world-class, working-class city. And I'm here to tell you that I am proud of all these people because it happened because of the people in the room. Now, I want to thank the folks from Bally's. We had some back and forth, but we got to a deal because they recognized the importance of working with the labor movement in getting this done and being respectful of the things that we needed in order to protect the working class people that come from all 77 neighborhoods. Make no mistake about it. The labor movement in Chicago represents people from the black community, from the white community, from the Latino community, almost in equal shares across the entire schism of working class jobs. That's what makes my job so great. And that's why I'm so proud of what we accomplished here today. And I want to thank Sue Kim and his team for doing it. And there was someone today who has now twice, Mayor Lightfoot referred to it, has said twice that we came to terms with the other 2 operators. Not true. I'm not here to make news today, but that was a lie. We did not come to an agreement with the other 2 people bidding on this. We did not. So I'm here to tell you that Bally's was the only one to put the work in to get it done and work with us on this. Now, it doesn't mean that when we get to the second or third casino that I won't sit down with these folks, but I'm focused on the Bally's casino. And we set up, and I think we've heard it now from a couple people. We've heard it from Walter. I think we heard it from Sue Kim too. The Bally's brand started here, from a manufacturing company that went into so many other different spaces, and it's Sue Kim's team, the new Bally's, that's bringing this brand back to Chicago, and I'm very, very excited about it. So the only thing that I want to say before I conclude is
what you saw today on the vote on this casino is people coming together to put aside all the bullshit and actually get something done for working people. We had some theatrics. We had some people that wanted to, try to throw a wrench in the middle of something that's so important for the city. But the good guys won today. And this is going to be a world-class, first-class facility for the city of Chicago. And I'm ready to get it done and fully cross the finish line. Thank you.
Next, Jonathan Snyder.
Thank you, Mayor Lightfoot. I am honored to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm Jonathan Snyder, Executive Director of North Branch Works. North Branch Works is a nonprofit economic and community development organization celebrating its 40th year of advocating for the North Branch industrial and commercial corridors and surrounding community. The proposed Bally's Casino, located at the Chicago Tribune site along the North Branch, will sit in a bustling mixed-use corridor. It will bring 3,000 family-sustaining jobs which support the local community. It will bring 3,000 construction jobs with a commitment to support numerous MBEs, WBEs, and disadvantaged businesses. We are pleased that Mayor Lightfoot's administration has pledged to work with the existing industrial and manufacturing businesses to ensure that this area continues to support these important firms that employ hundreds of Chicagoans. We are pleased that the team at Bally's reached out to us at the beginning and is committed to working constructively with their new neighbors to strengthen a thriving community. This project will create jobs, have a tremendous economic impact, and will be a unique asset to our great city. We look forward to working together to ensure the success of the project, to ensure the North Branch corridor continues to be an important job creator for all Chicagoans. Thank you. And I would like to introduce Miguel Descoto. Descoto. Thank you. My apologies, sir.
No worries. Unlike Mr. Reeder, no one trusts me to go off script, so I was told to stick to my remarks. Good afternoon. I am Miguel Descoto with Descoto Inc., and I'm proud to be here today as part of the Chicago Community Builders Collective, otherwise known as the CCBC. I want to first thank Mayor Lightfoot and her team, she's named them all several times, for finally bringing this long-sought asset to the city and making it a reality. Seriously, after 30 years, all the work done, her and her team brought it home. That's a hell of an accomplishment. I would also, that was my inner Lori, just so you know. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work of the City Council and the leadership of Alder Burnett, Chairman Tunney, and Vice Chair Irvin. And I definitely want to thank Bally's for walking the walk and talking the talk. They asked how to assemble a construction team that best reflected the diversity and experience of the contracting talent here in Chicago, and they listened to our advice. But not only did they listen, they encouraged the CCBC to aim high in our ambitions and goals. The CCBC was born out of those discussions and is a 9-member collective that is led by 8 Black, Hispanic, and women-led certified firms who will build Bally Chicago, and we could not be more proud. The CCBC is a joint venture between firms with long histories in Chicago, and they include Powers & Sons, Millhouse, SQN Associates, Ujamaa, Rightway Huggins, Brown & Moman, Livewire Construction, Gilbane, and of course, Descoto Inc. And I would like to take a minute just to recognize some of my fellow joint venture members who are here in the audience. Jimmy Akindue from Ujamaa, Ernest Brown from Brown & Moman. Ernest has known me since I was probably in grade school. 4 years old, I think. Yeah. He still calls my dad if he has a problem. But no, they have been partners, and the wonderful thing is we all know each other. We've all worked on different projects together, and we have gotten together to build this fantastic project. Our collective team bet on Bally's early in the process because their commitment to diversity. Many members of the CCBC have collaborated on numerous projects in the past. We fully respect that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to build Chicago's first and only casino and an entertainment destination. This project will increase capacity for Hispanic, Black, Asian, women entrepreneurs, small construction firms, trade groups that would not always be able to bid on a job of this size and scale. It will expand pathways into good-paying union jobs for individuals from across the city, especially the south and the west sides. The CCBC is committed to expanding opportunities for other minority-led firms and Hispanic and Black individuals seeking to be part of this once-in-a-generation opportunity. We fully accept the incredible responsibility given to us to create the most inclusive team of trades, labor, and management to build an entertainment destination of which all Chicagoans can be proud. This year, Discoto Inc. celebrates 50 years of doing work in Chicago. It was ambitious projects like the Sears Tower, where my father was actually a chief estimator, and later, the O'Hara Modernization Program, which provided opportunities for many small Black and Hispanic-owned businesses like Discoto Inc. to grow, build capacity, and give back to the community. For us, we strive for this to be a full circle moment. And what I want is my kids and grandkids to see a minority or diverse firm at an event like this in 50 years, recalling how the project that they had as their springboard to success was this very project. That's what we want. My family's story is rooted in our commitment to helping those who look like us advance in construction and other trades and businesses, and I know my fellow CCBC members share this feeling. We are looking forward to breaking ground, getting going, and making these opportunities a reality. Thank you very much. I'd like to next introduce my friend, Kevin Hicks, from Black Legacy Enterprises. Thank you.
Much like Miguel, I'm going to peek at these every so often. First, thank you everyone for being here on what is a very special and historic day. I want to especially thank the visionary mayor who made this happen when others said it could not be done. I want to thank also Chairman Kim and his team, Vice President Jewett, SVP Patel, Director Wiley, and the folks at Innovation Capital. So the question becomes, I know, why did I choose to invest in this group? I chose to invest in this because this was an opportunity for Chicagoans to help come up with a solution to the challenges that the fire and police pension funds had, in addition to having the opportunity for minorities to substantially benefit economically through high-paying jobs, supplier contracts, and equity ownership, not just for folks who have substantial means, but also for folks who had small and limited resources to also participate. So I was also asked at one of the town halls by one of the residents of the local community, how do we access the casino? And the word that I used was engage. Engage how the casino looks, how it integrates into the community. Engage with your ideas and your thoughts, because I'm proud to be associated with a company that doesn't put up barriers, but builds bridges. Does not have lines of us and them, but me and you. And so that's what my first suggestion was. The second was engage. Engage by looking to the opportunities for high-paying jobs at all levels. Engage as a small business by having the opportunity to have contracts with Bally's. Engage in terms of the excellent opportunities to enjoy yourself, and all of those things that Chicagoans are famous for. Good food from local restaurants, sports, music, comedy, and of course, for those people who desire it, of course, gaming as well. So I would close with the following, and that would be, to our police force, to our fire people, to the courageous older people who made this decision today, this is a company that I trust. They have kept their word consistently. You can trust them. So not only do I want you to trust Bally's, I want you to bet on Bally's as well. Thank you. Now I'm going to introduce my friend Karen Brown.
Thank you, Kevin. Good afternoon. I am Karen Brown, CEO of One Off Hospitality, which owns and operates some of Chicago's favorite restaurants including Avec, Big Star, Dove's Luncheonette, the Publican, Publican Quality Meats, Publican Quality Bread, and the Violet Hour, just to name a few. All of these venues have been developed in the city of Chicago over the past 25 years. Every single one of our venues sits in Chicago. Our group, our partners, are without question immense advocates of the city of Chicago and all it has to offer. We love our city. With us operating restaurants across the city's neighborhoods, there's one thing we know for sure. People love great food and great hospitality in the city of Chicago. Bally Chicago will showcase the best of Chicago in food and entertainment. What that looks like will be defined in the coming months, but without question, the options will be memorable and filled with moments of joy. One Off is proud to have partnered with Bally's early in the process. We partnered because of Bally's commitment to Chicago and their goal of accelerating the visibility of diverse chefs, brewmasters, and vendors across the city. For example, Executive Chef Eric Williams of Virtue in Hyde Park is collaborating with One Off and our James Beard Award-winning chef Paul Kahn and his business partners of 25 years to create a concept for Bally's that will be remembered. Bally Chicago will be an entertainment destination welcoming residents from around Chicagoland, as well as visitors from across the country and internationally. If you ask me, it doesn't matter if you're dining at a James Beard Award-winning restaurant or sipping margaritas on a beautiful patio. What matters is the invaluable experience of making memories with friends, coworkers, and family against the backdrop of thoughtful, sustainable, delicious food and drink. That's our commitment to Bally Chicago and the city of Chicago, helping to create an experience for guests that has them excited to return to our city. For some, this will mean a night on the town, a nice steak, a glass of wine at Eric Williams Restaurant, followed by a live concert at the Entertainment Center. For others, this will mean a grab-and-go lunch to be enjoyed in the outdoor public green space. Families can enjoy rotating exhibitions that embrace Chicago sports, music, and art history. Since March of this year, despite the labor struggle that we all hear about, One Off Hospitality has hired over 250 additional team members as we prepare for our summer season.
That's great.
Thank you, Mayor. From an entertainment, food, and beverage standpoint, Bally Chicago and One Off Hospitality will offer something for everyone and will continue to pledge to provide good-paying jobs for our valued and diverse team members. And with that, all of us at One Off Hospitality would like to congratulate the mayor and her talented team on bringing such an exciting growth opportunity to the city of Chicago. Thank you, Mayor. And with that, I will bring up Karen Kent.
All right. Good evening. My name is Karen Kent. I am the president of Unite Here Local 1, Chicago's Hospitality Workers Union. The hospitality workers that we represent are women, immigrants, and people of color. In March of 2020, most of the hospitality workers in our union were laid off. For some, work disappeared completely. The pandemic brought heartache and hardship to Chicago that cut deeply into our members' lives. So when I say that this is a hopeful day, I mean it from my heart. From the heart of our union and our membership who see a casino filled with hope to revive their dreams. The Chicago Casino will lift up hundreds of hospitality workers from across the city. It means hope for jobs that could pay for a daughter's quinceañera, jobs that may provide for a family's long weekend in Wisconsin Dells, and it means hope for jobs like those that folks remember having and are eager to go back to, those full-time jobs that provide affordable, quality health care, jobs that highlight fairness, sustain families, and lift up communities. And today we stand before you grateful for the passage of the casino ordinance. You have given us a heart full of hope. I am grateful for the support of the Chicago Cook County Building and Construction Trades Council, led by Mike Machaleo, who's tremendous, and for the Chicago Federation of Labor, the best labor fed in the country. The best labor fed in the country, in the world. Let's just put it out there, in the world. Led by President Bob Ryder, who is always willing to bring it up a notch for working people. And special ops, my Shiro, Andrea Kluger. Thank you. We are so grateful to the committee members and the members of City Council who made it clear that working people of Chicago matter. We are grateful for your yes vote and yes to creating hope for Chicago's hospitality workers. Thank you to all the members of the mayor's team. You exemplify grace under pressure. And Mayor Lightfoot, in March of 2020, you helped bring the Cambria strike to a conclusion. And then in June of 2021, along with members of the council, you shepherded the right to return to work ordinance for hotel workers. And today, in May of 2022, we are approving the Chicago Casino. And we are so grateful for your leadership and for the hope you have provided to thousands of working people today. On behalf of our members, with our whole hearts, we thank you.
So before I take questions, when I spoke before, I was, I think, so caught up with emotion that I neglected to thank a couple of people that were crucial in this work. I want to thank Benamino Capalupo, who has been unbelievable in helping us make sure that we are focused on the working people of the city, and was very instrumental in making sure that we were following our North Star when it came to protecting workers. So thank you, Benamino. I also want to thank our IGA team, led by Manny Perez and recently joined by Beth Beatty. Man, oh man, they have to work tirelessly. They take the brunt of everything that we do because we have a different sensibility about how we engage with City Council. We have to build the 26 plus every single time, and they are on the front lines of this. And I want to thank Manny, and I want to thank the entire IGA team for their tireless work. I also want to say one last thing before we take questions. I know that there are concerns by some across our city of what is this going to really mean for us in terms of crime and traffic and the other things. Is this really going to be a net positive for the community in which the temporary casino will be in, and also the permanent casino? And I just want those people in those communities who have expressed concerns and to hear that we've heard you. And that we continue to hear you, and that we will do everything that we can to make sure that this is something that you feel proud of. Earlier this week, I was over at the Sears Tower. The Blackstone folks have committed literally $50 million to rebuild Willis Tower from the street to the sky, literally. And I was remembering that when Richard J. Daley, former mayor, started the process of clearing the spaces that then became the footprint of the Willis Tower, it was very controversial. There were a lot of people who didn't want it. But now, this many years later, can we imagine our skyline? Can we imagine our city without the Willis Tower? I think the answer is no. I'm confident that as time comes and we do the work that's necessary, and I'm going to borrow a page from Chairman Tunney, who said, we're Chicago. We know how to get things done. We know how to do the work that's necessary to mitigate against all odds. Never doubt us. Never count us out. And I'm confident that in years to come, long after all of us fade from the scene, people are going to say, wow, that entertainment complex put together by Bally's, great, iconic destination in the city of Chicago. Because that's what we do. We get things done. We make sure that we are listening, and we do it for the benefit of our residents all the way around. And I'm confident that this will be following a long tradition of us getting it right. So with that, I'm happy to take your questions.
Thanks a lot, Mayor. Members of the media, Asha and I will bring down the mic to you because the number of reporters that are here today will have one question. We'll go down the line, then to the back. And also, if you need to leave, you can exit using the back door. Asha, go ahead. We'll start off with Alice from the Tribune.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi there.
Could you elaborate on your response to the Texas governor's criticism of Chicago, particularly how reading his claim that Chicago is proof gun laws don't work makes you feel as mayor?
Well, there's probably not anything nice that I can say about the Texas governor. This is a man who is determined to be in a race to the bottom. He's obviously trying to burnish his credentials for what is likely a run for president, and he's doing that, frankly, at the expense of people in that state, particularly working class folks. He is the mere opposite of what we're trying to do here in our city. It's a long-standing Republican trope to try to put a city like Chicago in their mouths and criticize us. But the fact of the matter is, that guy needs to focus on taking care of business there. Let's think about the debacle that he created at the border to make it look like he was being tough on immigration. He created a disaster on both sides of the border because he was thoughtless in a way that he was trying to accomplish something purely for political gain and purely for a stunt. Let's think about the fact of his failure, utter failure, to invest in the infrastructure in Texas that led to a catastrophic collapse of the electrical grid when Texas had a big winter storm just a year ago. So he's not really worth my time and energy. And I hope the citizens, voters in the state of Texas understand that it's time for change and vote for Beto.
Aaron, Hyde Park.
Hi, Mayor. Several of the elected officials in my area have commented on the lack of resources and things to do for people around, young people around Hyde Park. Within Hyde Park, there's plenty to do. And we see every Halloween kids coming to Hyde Park from around the South Side. There's been a lot of violence in recent years. I think about like Invest Southwest, and there's a lot of development for people over the age of 21. And you mentioned, I think, $1.2 billion in services that are coming in the city budget last year. Can you talk about more of the ways that your administration is spending on programming, anything that might be coming down after this, and ways to get more physical investment in underrepresented, underdeveloped communities for more things for kids to do off the streets to have fun?
Yes. Well, look, first and foremost, I agree that we need to continue creating safe spaces for young people to be able to gather. That's no question, which is why a substantial amount of the $1.2 billion in investments that were approved by City Council last year are really focused on a range of different things, bringing economic development to neighborhoods, making sure that we are shoring up our infrastructure. And frankly, we passed an infrastructure bill, we call it our capital plan, that has invested tens of millions of dollars all across our city, particularly in those areas of the city that haven't seen meaningful investment in quite some time. But specific to youth, we have literally tens of millions of dollars for youth jobs, youth connectedness. We're supporting CPS in the programming that it is engaged in to particularly reach those young people that are school age but disconnected. A lot of work is being done with that. Our One Summer Chicago Jobs program, the amount of money that we're putting into community-based organizations, I could go on, but it's a long list of things that we are doing. One of the reasons why we're so proud of the My Shine, My Future app, and if you haven't downloaded it, please do, is because it identifies for young people and for parents activities every single week in neighborhoods all across our city that they can engage in their out-of-school time so that they can pursue their passions in a structured environment safely. So it's not for lack of effort. We have and we will continue to invest tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to make sure we support young people and their families from birth till adulthood with the investments that we're making in the city. City Council's been a big part of that with the budgets that we have passed, and so we're doing that. But what we're seeing is a small group of young people who are not connected, and frankly, who don't value and respect the dignity of other people. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect people and property, and that's a huge problem. And so you're talking about in the reference to the debate over the curfew, putting that aside because frankly, as modest changes that I think were necessary, one, to remind parents, guardians, and caring adults that there is a curfew in the city of Chicago, and that we are going to do everything we can to create those safe spaces, but we need tools and changing in the way that City Council has now voted to approve, changes in the curfew are a part of that. But fundamentally, we've got to keep doing the hard work of making sure that every young person in our city, regardless of what their immediate circumstances are, feels a stake in their own destiny and their future. The pandemic has been hard on all of us, but it's been especially hard on our young people who've been disconnected. Their social systems been disrupted. We are trying to repair the damage that was been done, and we're, I think, taking some big, bold strides in that direction. But of course, there's more work to do. But what we ought to be doing in this time is thinking and working collaboratively together, but also respecting the work that's being done. Earlier this week, we hosted a convening of community-based organizations that are solely focused on strengthening supports for our young people. We had over 200 people in the room because they also are doing this work, have been doing this work for decades in some instances, and so we need to make sure that we honor and uplift their work as well.
Bally, Black Club.
Hi, good evening. Now that this is officially moving forward, the casino, this question is specifically about the Community Advisory Council. Can you talk about who will be appointing, who will serve on that, and sort of how people can get in touch or who they should be getting in touch with if they want to be involved with that process?
Yeah, we'll put out some more specific information about that. Obviously, we didn't want to count our chickens before they're hatched, but we're very much interested in making sure that community voices continue, an emphasis on continue to be a part of this process. I think you heard Alderman Burnett talk about that earlier today. The community's got to be a part of the discussion. There's no question whatsoever, and we're going to do everything we can to keep making sure that we create opportunities for the community now and going forward to be a part of this process. But we'll give you information specifically about how the formalities of that advisory committee will be set up.
Thanks, Mayor. William?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mayor Lightfoot, you're patting yourself on the back today for rushing through a casino that 80% of the people in the new 42nd Ward say they just don't want. We have, you're saying that this is going to, if it's ever built, that is, result in tourism, result in conventions. But the real reason why we don't have the tourism or the conventions is because of violent crime. You issued a violent tweet, call to arms, and since then, we've had multiple instances of mob violence in downtown Chicago. We've had shootings, murders, mass shootings. You talk about Texas. Mass shooting here in the city of Chicago.
Sir, is there a question?
There is indeed.
What is it?
There is indeed.
Let's get to it. Let's get
Absolutely.
to it. A speech is not what you're supposed to be doing.
In fact, you went to Texas.
Let's get to it.
You went to Texas.
William, please get to your question.
Well, if I may ask my question. You went to
Please
Texas
ask
for a
your
gay and
question.
lesbian fundraiser, okay? I've talked to the taxpayers, the voters, the citizens of Chicago, mostly black and brown. They say that they resent that. Will you rescind your violent tweet to call to arms?
No, let him talk. The more he talks, the more stupid he sounds. Please continue.
Will you rescind your call to arms tweet in the light of the mass shooting in downtown Chicago?
So,
as stupid as you think that may be.
So let me just deconstruct the series of lies that you just spewed, as you do every time you come to one of my press conferences. Number one, our tourism numbers are off the charts. McCormick Place is about 90% capacity from what it used to be pre-pandemic. So that's lie number one. Lie number two is that somehow the call to arms, a call to action that I issued in the context of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and basically turn back the clock 50 years' time, where women are not going to be able to be in control of their bodies. No, sir, I will not stand down. I will not retreat, because women in this country are not going to stand for some unelected body to tell us that we don't have the right to control the circumstances and the when and where in which we produce our children. So you're going to let me speak, sir. You're not going to talk over me. That's not the rules here in this press conference. And if you don't want to abide by those rules, you can take your nonsense someplace else, because I am about full up with you.
Craig Wall, ABC.
I'm not finished. Let me just finish. And the nonsense that you're spewing, that tourists aren't coming to our city, all you have to do is walk up and down Main Street. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You will stop speaking. You will stop speaking. You're full of crap, and that's the nicest thing that I can say. I will not let you spoil this moment, and I will not let you. If you do not stop. Harold. Harold. If you do not stop, I will ask you to leave, and I will make sure that the police take you out of here. You will not act like this, sir. You can talk and say whatever you want on the street, but in here, in my press conference, you will not act like that, sir. And let me be clear with you. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not doing a victory lap. What I'm saying is that after 30 years of futility, the men and women of this city will have good paying jobs that they can build a future on. What I'm also saying is that the taxpayers of this city will not have to be called upon again to shore up our police and fire pensions. Now, you don't want to hear the facts because you can't handle the truth, sir, but that is the truth. Next reporter. Next reporter.
Mayor, if I can go back to the back and forth with Governor Abbott, it almost seems like it's gotten personal here between the two of you, and guns seem to be a particular concern and a frustration on your part with his comments.
No, it's not personal between the two of us. I don't know that guy, and frankly, I don't want to know the guy. What I watch him do is a race to the bottom to try out Trump, his competitors, and what he thinks is going to burnish his candidacy for 2021. I think people all over the country can see right through that. It is a constant Republican trope started by the previous president to put the mouth of Chicago in his mouth and spew a bunch of lies and mistruths. And Governor Abbott is just following in that sad, pathetic history. And I'm not going to stand by that. The governor spoke out today, and rightfully so, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to defend my city against attacks from somebody who is a clown like Governor Abbott of Texas and who lies about our city. I'm not going to let that happen, and I'm not going to stand for it.
Thanks, Mayor. Heather, WTT.
Hi, Mayor. Today, the ethics ordinance crafted by the Chicago Board of Ethics and Alderman Michelle Smith was blocked from advancing again, so it will now be delayed for a second month. Do you support that ordinance, which would, among other things, increase the fine to $20,000 per violation?
I don't know anything about the ordinance. I've never seen it. I haven't read it. We were not consulted on it, so I can't comment on the content.
All right, Becky, WBZ.
Hi, Mayor. I have a question about there was an exchange today between yourself and Alderman Sigcho Lopez, and it related to the casino vote, and I believe you said something about opening the up to liability. I'm just wondering what your concerns are about some of his comments on the floor.
It was nothing. It was actually nothing related to the casino, and frankly, it's not worth spending 10 more seconds on.
Okay. Okay.
But it was completely unrelated to the casino.
Okay.
He was just spewing as he normally does.
Mayor, now we're going to go to the back to be BBM. Craig?
Hello, Mayor.
Oh, hey, Craig, how are you?
and thank you. There was concern during the casino debate, expressed sometimes in higher decibels than others, but nevertheless, about the amount of transparency, the amount of involvement that the alderman had, that the public is seeing. Going forward, what can you do or say to assure the aldermen, to assure the public that they are going to know all the details going forward and that they are going to see the sausage being made, the decisions being made, as opposed to having it handed to them and saying, okay, this is what we're doing?
Well, that's precisely not what happened at this time. As you know, we issued a public RFP in, I believe, April of 2021. Anybody that wanted to could look at that. We made it public intentionally because of transparency. And then after we got all of the responses to the RP last fall, we made that information public as well. In December of last year, we held a public forum where all of the casino bidders had the opportunity to make their case to the public, and we invited the members of the public in as well as members of the city council. Some took advantage of that, some did not. And then later this year, as we were winnowing the field from 5 to 3, we put out a public report with a lot of details and analysis underscoring why it was that we felt like the 3 proposals should move forward. And then we held a series of town halls where, again, each and every one of the 3 finalists could make their case to the public, answer questions, and our staff was also there, our commissioners were there to answer questions and to listen to members of the community. And then, once we narrowed it to a finalist, we put out yet another report that analyzed Bally's proposal and underscored why we believe that that was the best proposal for our city. And then we had a series of public hearings again, and then the committee had, I think, is Tom still here? Yeah. How many committee meetings where questions were answered in addition to?
Probably 4.
Yeah, probably 4. And that doesn't count the individual briefings that were done for the members of the city council meeting. So any notion, and you heard it from those who wanted to cast aspersions and we're never going to support the casino no matter how long we waited, no matter what we did, but the notion that somehow this wasn't transparent, this wasn't one that invited members of the public in, is nonsense. We went out of our way because it was the right thing to do to make sure that we were intentional and transparent at every step of the way. I'm proud of the work that was done. I'm proud of the work of the committee. I'm proud of the work of my team. I'm proud of all the stakeholders who put a significant amount of energy into making sure that the public understood fully every step of the way, not just at the end, but every step of the way, what we were doing, why we were doing it, and importantly, that we were taking in feedback from members of the public. And as Bally's can attest, that feedback was invaluable. We came back, we made changes, we altered some of the proposals as a result of the feedback that we got because of the public transparency. So I think this was a good process. I'm mindful of what members said, but what I would say is there's plenty of opportunities for members of City Council to educate themselves about major issues, about minor issues, about medium issues that are moving before the City Council that are initiated by the administration. We do a tremendous amount of engagement. Now, whether or not they take advantage of those opportunities, whether they attend the briefings, whether they talk to their colleagues, I can't account for that. But the opportunities are absolutely fundamentally there, and we've done, I think, what we needed to do to make sure that the public as well, not just their representatives, but the public was also in the loop and had ample opportunity to poke, prod, question, take apart, and offer their own opinions about the various proposals as they move to the finish line.
Mallory, WLS.
Hello.
I had a question about today's special meeting called by Alderman Ray Lopez. It didn't happen, but do you support the idea of having the Superintendent David Brown, CEO of CPS Pedro Martinez, and Parks CEO Rosa Escareno? Do you support the alderman meeting with them?
What I support is using the standing committees of the City Council to do that work. What I do not support is usurping and avoiding the standing committees that are there for a reason. There's a Public Safety Committee. To my knowledge, not Alderman Lopez or any of those folks went to the Public Safety Committee and said, we would like you to convene it. Why not? To my knowledge, no one went to Alderman Sposato, the chair of the Special Events Committee, and said, we'd like to have more information about what parks are doing. Why not? To my knowledge, nobody went to any of the committees that have jurisdiction over the policies and programs that were put in the convening. None of them went to those committee chairmen and said, we'd like to have a briefing to understand what the plan is. Not one. So you need to ask yourselves, why not? What was really at work here? Was this a real, sincere effort to try to get information? Or was this something else? And I think you'll figure out that this was a stunt. Look, public safety is a very serious issue. It is top of mind for every single one of us, every single day. Not just in the political silly season. It's something that we all need to take seriously. And there's a lot of incredible work that's being done. And that's why we are down 10% in homicides this year. That's why we are down 15% in shootings. That's why we have a homicide clearance rate of 60%. And in the 15 areas in which we are focused, like a laser beam, the ones that drive 50% of our violence, that's why we've seen, in some instances, 30 and 40% drops in shootings and homicides. All this information is readily available if there's a sincere interest to listen and to learn. If there's a sincere interest to be involved and engage. I can't believe that there are aldermen who don't have a relationship with their district commanders, that don't have a relationship with the parks, the libraries, the schools. This is all, to me, part and parcel of what your job is as an alderman. I know the people who are standing here, they understand that. They get that. And there's lots of tools as an elected official for you to be able to find out information that is most important for you at the ward level, but most important for you at the city level. Why are they not using those tools? Why are they not using those tools? That's a question that you need to ask of those folks who pulled this stunt today, rather than operating in good faith and coming together to work towards common solutions. We have our challenges, no question about it. We are making progress despite that. There's more work to be done. What we need to be doing is coming together and forging solutions and not wasting time on political stunts. That's what we need to be doing. So ask those questions of the people who thought that stunt was a good idea.
Thanks, Mayor. That's a wrap, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.